couldn't pump the water up, right? So they could get the water to the second level only, but no further, because the pressure from gravity alone was not sufficient. And yet, to the second level, which is quite amazing, taking that into account. Thanks to this system of hydraulics, they also had a sewage system and a drainage system, especially useful for the drainage of the waste for the restrooms. So over here, if you come a little closer, you will see that we're basically under a staircase. This is an area below a staircase, right? Keep in mind we would have been undercover ourselves, and although this area is open, there would be a gate, a room, and there's a sort of kind of a canal structure for the water to run through, all right? And you didn't need to flush the water when you went to the public restrooms because the water was always running. Now, when you would go into the room, you would find a sort of marble bench with holes, and you would sit on one of those holes. And this is what a typical restroom would look like. On the right page of my book, so if you've served in the Army, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? One of the great things about, and now we can see it was partly reconstructed because a portion of it also collapsed. You can see the difference between the original, which is further to the right, with the travertine blocks and the holes, and this was reconstructed and paid for by Pope Gregory XVI.
That's where the existing wall was, right here where this travertine marble was, or is. It collapsed.
So there's a number that survived, there were many more. This particular one survived very well. Much better condition. And there's a reason for that. This is the triumphal arch of the Emperor Constantine the Great. And the Emperor Constantine is quite important because he did something in the beginning of the 4th century that literally changed the course of history. A lot of what we do and the way we think, and most of our moral beliefs are a consequence of what he decided. What he did, certainly some of you know this, in 313 the Emperor Constantine the Great legalized Christianity. And he supported it and allowed it to thrive by building the first churches, by supporting Christianity, and eventually leading the Christian faith to be the only faith of the Roman Empire. Already by far. So obviously the church preserved it. It took the Colosseum apart, but no, nobody touched the triumphal arch of Constantine because he's the first Christian emperor. We don't want him, to be destroyed. So his name is at the very top line, Imperator Cesar. The triumphal arch itself has nothing to do with Christianity. It is a military victory that is being commemorated. The victory over Maxentius during the sort of civil war. And in October 28th, in the year 312, Constantine at the Battle of the Ilian Bridge defeats Maxentius once and for all. He takes power in 313, the following year of March. He legalizes Christianity with this famous Edict of Milan, which is a decree that gave religious freedom to the Christians. And that's a turning point for everyone. You understand? The world works the way it does, in many cases, because of what this guy did. It's interesting to see, 1,700 years later, the consequences of one man's decision over us all. I find it to be very exciting, for the good or the bad. I don't think the Christians were always good. They persecuted the pagans. Nobody talks about these persecutions, but they did. And he himself, Constantine, he's revered by some Christians as a saint. For example, in Eastern Orthodox Church, Constantine is a saint. It doesn't matter, he killed his wife. So historically, some of the things we look at are a little doubtful, but the triumphal arch is here. There's many triumphal arches around the world. From New York's Washington Square to, I don't know, London, Paris, Prague, Berlin, Bucharest, Budapest, Moscow, St. Petersburg, they're all the same, more or less. They are copies of these that we will see here. So Rome is the original, the rest of the world is a copy. Rome is the original city, and in architectural design, the evidence is there for for us to be able to see.